Hey there, CJ Math students. Welcome to homework 2.15, Properties of Operations. You've watched the video, obviously. You can go ahead and make yourself a little check there. You're going to want to have your notes right next to you for this homework, otherwise it's going to be super difficult. Calculators are okay, but you probably won't even need them. This is obviously due tomorrow. So it says, answer the questions below, but be sure to show your work. It says, which property shows the additive inverse? Remember, the additive inverse is just a number and its opposite equals 0, right? So that's like showing work, like telling me what the definition is, right? So A times B plus C equals AB plus C. No, that's the distributive property. We don't need that there. See you later. A plus B plus 9 equals A, 9 plus B. That, I think they want that to be the associative property, but that's not even true. A plus A plus A equals 3A. No, that's not true. Negative A minus a negative B equals negative A plus B. If we keep change this, negative A plus B equals negative A plus B. So it is D, yes. Adding the opposite is the same thing as subtracting, right? Number 2, which does not show, and not is the key word, the communal property of addition. Communal property, move numbers around and get the same sum. So the order does not matter, right? So 4 plus x is equal to x plus 4. Yeah, that's right. A times b is equal to b times a. That looks right, but is it the community property of addition? No, this is the community property of multiplication. So this is our correct answer because it's the one that does not show. Let's just go through the rest. A plus b is equal to b plus a. 3x plus 4y is equal to 4y plus 3x. Okay. In 3 it says complete the table showing the correct expression. So if I've got, they want me to use the distributive property for 4 parentheses 5 plus 7. Distributive property is just this, right? So 4 times 5 plus 4 times 7. Associative property, I'm going to skip this one, you do it, is just regrouping. So that is 9 plus 5 grouped together and then plus 3. Multiplicative inverse, the inverse of that would just be 4 over 1 times 1 over 4, and then you got the additive inverse as well. All right, number 4, you'll do that yourself. Number 5, it says, describe how you know that 2 over 1 times 1 over 2 is equivalent to 1. What benefit is using this property? Well, 2 over 1 times 1 over 2 is equal to 2 over 2, which equals 1. The benefit of using the multiplicative inverse is that it helps us get rid of fractions. Okay, there we go. On the back side, it says I can apply properties of strategies to add, subtract, multiply, divide rational. So problem number 30, it would probably make most sense to use KCC right off the bat. Keep, change, KCC. And then it would make most sense to use the commutative property to add up the negatives first. In doing so, a negative 8.9 plus a negative 1.1 gives you a negative 10 plus 6.7, and then this is obviously a DSSM problem. So then you get your answer of basically 10 minus 6.7. We know our answer is negative because we have more negatives. And so our answer is 3.3, negative 3.3. Right. Number 32, it says create a problem which one of the properties used to simplify the expression then solve. So you could say something like this: 5 and 2/9 plus 3.5 plus negative 5 and 2/9, right? And I'm just using the commutative property here. So 5 and 2/9 plus negative 5 and 2/9 plus 3.5. And obviously this is 0 because of the additive inverse. And that equals 3.5. You can come up with your own if you want, but it's up to you. All right, and then the last one, it says Mariah and Shane both started to work on a math problem and we're comparing their work in math class. Are both the representations correct? Explain and finish the math problem correctly. Right, so it says Jessica friend lent her $5, so obviously that's -5. And later that day, Jessica gave her friend back 1 3/4 or 1.75, right? Which rational number represents the overall change amount of money? So she decided to do -4 minus a -1 3/4, which she then changed into -5 plus 1 minus 3/4. That's interesting. Shane decided to do -5 minus -3/4, which turned into -5 plus positive 1 3/4. So I believe who is correct. So you're going to tell me Mariah or Shane. So is correct. So you have to tell me. And then I believe this because, and then you're going to give me the reason why you think either Mariah or Shane is correct. So their name's going to go in there, and then give me the reason why. All right, and the last one here, evaluate the expression using the properties of operations. So remember, whenever we see division, we're going to want to say 18 times, 18 times 3/2, so make that 18/1, right, times 4, so 4/1, divided by 7, so times 1/7, right, just because this is really 7/1, so if I'm dividing, I just flip it, times 3/1, and then divided, flip it again, times 4/1, right? So now it might be helpful to move some stuff around to cross cancel. You also want to count up your negatives. So you got 1, 2, 3 negatives, so you know your answer is going to be negative. And then I'll let you go ahead and try and solve that. I guess the easiest way to do this right off the bat is cross cancel this and make that a 9. And then when we're multiplying, we're just multiplying straight across. Okay? That's it. Call me if you have questions.